Ever bought a TV so bad you wondered if you'd accidentally ordered a toaster? Well, buckle up, because what I unboxed wasn't just disappointing, it was a masterclass in false advertising. Let's see how this bezel-free beauty turned out to be all bezel and no brains. Plus, why it sounded worse than my old Nokia. The ad promised cutting-edge tech. What I got was more cutting corners than cutting edge. The only thing ultra about this TV was my regret. They called it bezel-free, I call it bezel forever. Tried to mount it, but the screws bottomed out faster than my patience. The only thing shallow here was the screw holes, and maybe the marketing team's promises. I wanted a wall-hanging masterpiece. Instead I got a Picasso abstract, uneven and a bit of a joke. The picture changed brightness more often than I changed my socks. On every scene change it would do this. You end up waiting for it instead of watching the programme. You can see here how the edge of the screen is lighter than the middle, and it's really quite off-putting. And here we've got the blacks are glowing. It's awful. You cannot get a better picture than that. It's horrible. Adjusting settings? Well, it's like rearranging the decks on the Titanic, only it took a lot more time. As far as the menus were concerned, you could actually adjust most things, but it was a sub-menu of a sub-menu, and quite often the bit you wanted to adjust was actually blanked off because you had to go via a different set of sub-menus, which was really confusing and very difficult, and it took hours to try and get the picture good, and I never did. Luminance, more like luminous disappointment. The sound was so tinny, even my mobile phone sounded like a concert hall by comparison. The optical out on this was a joke. It's more like an optical illusion. It was meant to be a digital output, full frequency, etc., etc. But in actual fact, it was. It was full frequency, but it was only a fraction of what it should be. On a 50-watt amplifier at full output, it was only just loud enough to hear over the background noise. It was ridiculously quiet. And so, therefore, I had to find another way of doing it. I actually ended up buying 2 DACs, neither of which did the job properly because the signal to them was just wrong. Setting it up took so long I had to check if I'd accidentally bought a time machine, and when I tried to make a Samsung account, it sent me straight to a French website. C'est la vie. I didn't even get to the aerial input. By that point, I'd given up. Customer support was as helpful as a chocolate teapot. It looked like it should be a good TV, but with all the time spent on it, it was just saying, look, frameless, and that's what the frame actually looked like. It was just lies. It was just no good. It was ridiculous.
Why don't you work, you stupid TV? I've had enough!
In the end, I sent it back for a refund. If you see the deal that looks too good to be true, remember, sometimes the only thing high definition is your disappointment. Ever been burned by a bargain gadget? Share your horror stories in the comments. Let's save our wallets together. Smash that like if you enjoyed my pain. Subscribe for more honest tech reviews. And remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably belongs in the bin.